Here's something so critical in the manifesting game. You need to pay attention to your patterns. And here's what I mean by that. If you keep going through the same situation over and over again with different people, then you may have a pattern in your life. And it's not about the people, it is about you. It all comes back to you. You have a limiting belief, some programming that believes that it's okay to be treated this way. And you keep on aligning and harmonizing with the same type of people. So if you find yourself in work situations or love situations or friendships or with family, attracting the same type of situation, and you find yourself saying this a lot, oh, this always happens to me. Oh, here it goes again. I went through this again. It's very easy to point the finger outside of us because taking personal responsibility and looking at ourselves and saying, how am I causing this, can be hard, can be hard for a lot of people. It was for me. But when I asked that question of myself, okay, I'm the common denominator in all of this. What about me says it's okay to be treated like this? I need to heal this because there's a part of me that keeps on attracting this kind of person. So I needed to deal with myself. And it all goes back to us. And that's part of manifesting, really changing our self concept, but also having that awareness of when we have limiting beliefs. Because once we have awareness and we're able to identify a belief that we aren't worthy, that we aren't good enough, that we don't deserve love, that we're looking for approval outside of ourselves or validation, then you have an understanding of how to shift it. And all you have to do is really affirm and program the opposite and give ourselves that love, that validation, that approval, whatever it is that we're looking for from other people, give it to ourselves. And I understand this because I went through it myself. It's part of a healing journey, but also releasing these situations and these patterns because you don't have to keep on repeating it. It's simple, it's not easy because it takes looking at ourselves, going back to us and saying, okay, I keep on aligning with this. Why? What is it about me? And when you explore that and you ask that and you deal with that, you really get to transform your entire life. And I'm telling you, it's part of your healing journey. Take that step and really sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I believe about myself? Where does this come from? And I don't like to live in the past because you can't change the past, and that's not part of your manifestation in your future, but we want to understand it. You don't want to stay in the past and keep telling that victimhood story. However, once you understand and you have awareness and you're able to shift and change it and say, ah, I'm going to make a decision and I'm going to change my mind about who I am, about what I believe about myself, and also about what I accept from myself and from others. Because until you change your mind and change what's going up here in your head, you're going to keep on dealing with the same situation over and over. You're going to be stuck in the same pattern or the same cycle. You see it with other people, and you may even see it and feel it with yourself, but you've never understood it. So you can change your hair, you can change jobs, you can change cities, you can move, you can change everything outside of you. But until you deal with yourself, because it all comes back to you, you're going to keep facing the same kind of situation and the same kind of treatment. So, first and foremost, you're going to release and forgive and let whatever baggage and heaviness you're holding on to. And it is a process, it's a lifetime process, but also understanding that you're so powerful, your mind is so powerful. And once you have awareness and you have an understanding of where those limiting beliefs are coming from, then you have the power to shift everything and to say, ah, I can believe differently. I can believe different things about myself because I get to decide who I am. And I'm worthy and I value myself and I love myself. and I approve of myself and I validate myself, and I don't need to look for it outside of me. And when you don't, when you give it to yourself, there's a peace and a knowing that you're whole and complete. Because let me tell you something, you are whole and complete. You're not broken. Stop believing what you're hearing out there. You're not broken. You're whole and you're complete. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. And we get caught up in all of these, I suffer from this or I suffer from that. But if we really sit still and tap into our inner God, that power within, and understand that we have purpose in this life, and by sheer virtue that you're alive and you're here and you're watching this video, you've aligned with it. And there's something within you that knows that you're worthy of more and you're deserving of more. And you've been playing small. Well, here's where it stops. You stop playing small today. First and foremost, I want you to start telling yourself new things. You start changing those inner conversations, that inner dialogue, that self talk where you are criticizing yourself. You have to stop that. No more criticizing yourself, no more putting yourself down, no more making other people more important in your life. Whatever you're obsessing over, a person, a significant other, they don't have the power. You are giving them that power in your mind. You're the one giving it meaning. So when you take your attention and your energy and you give it to yourself, you pour into yourself, then you get to shift the entire situation. And that, my friend, is when you get to transform your outside situation. That's when things change. The change starts within, it starts with you. When you change yourself, your outside world and everything that surrounds you will mirror that back to you. When you raise your standards, when you know you're worthy, when you love yourself, you stop settling for less. It does mean you release people until they align and meet you at your level, but you raise your vibration and your understanding and your knowing of who you are. One of the many things I did, meditation, affirmations, mirror work, absolutely helps. And Louise Hay, if you've ever looked at any of her books or studied her work, Louise Hay teaches this mirror work, and I firmly believe in it. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself and that you're worthy and that you're valuable and you're going to have a great day, because you always have great days, and that you're divinely protected and that everything works out in your favor and that you're blessed and that you're highly favored. And speak love to yourself. Speak life to yourself. Imagine yourself sitting on a couch or somewhere as a little kid, a little version, a younger version of you, a little kid version of you. How would you speak to that younger version of you? Would you be criticizing them or putting them down the way you put yourself down? No. Then why would you talk to yourself like that as an adult? Right? You don't have to believe the stories that other people tell you. You get to decide who you are. That's the beauty of manifesting. That's the beauty of mindset shift. You get to shift everything. And something that I do, anything and everything that comes into my life, I start asking myself, especially in unwanted situation. If I go through something that triggers me, I know there is a wound there and something that I'm believing about myself. So I go within and I ask myself, okay, why is this bothering me? Why did it trigger me? What am I believing? What is this here to teach me? And why am I aligning with the situation? Because it's all about me. It all goes back to you. And when you explore that and go within, you're able to transform everything. That's how self concept work starts. That's how manifestation work starts, because you start believing new things about yourself. And when you embody this new version of yourself, this confident, secure, healed, important, worthy, valuable person within, people reflect it back to you. And I promise you, your outer world changes. And because you're vibrating from these higher emotions and these higher beliefs, and you feel better about yourself, you automatically start aligning with better in your life. You attract better things. You see, it's all related. It is all related. It is a holistic approach. But first and foremost, to start the process, pay attention to your patterns, both the good and the bad, and the beliefs that you have. And like I say, if you keep going through something over and over, explore that. Because once you do, that's when the transformation begins.